It's time for Wretched Radio with Todd Friel.
Why do we continue to go on about the New Apostolic Reformation movement and the prosperity gospel?
Gloria Copeland, this is a minister, an evangelical minister who advised the Trump campaign. She just released a video in which she shares an interesting theory about flu season and the flu.
Well, listen, partners, we don't have a flu season. We've got a duck season, a deer season, but we don't have a flu season. And don't receive it when somebody threatens you with everybody's getting the flu. We've already had our shot. He bore our sicknesses and carried our diseases.
Wait, Jesus was our flu shot? Because saying Jesus is our flu shot it's dumb because, well, not only won't it protect you from the flu, now your kids are going to be scared of Jesus, too.
That's why this is Wretched Radio. Jimmy Kimmel catching wind of Gloria Copeland's nonsense that you do not have to get sick because you've got dominion over the flu. You don't need a shot. You've already got a shot of Jesus. Brutalizing scriptures. Is there healing in the atonement? Ultimately, there will be. When our bodies no longer experience disease, it will be because of the atoning work of Jesus Christ. But that promise is not yet fulfilled. That will happen when we are glorified. In the meantime, I'm afraid we still get sick. Gloria, who I believe wears eyeglasses, who I am quite certain doesn't hesitate to visit the doctors, teaching utter nonsense. And when the world hears it, all they do is laugh. The biggest scourge in Christianity today, the biggest scourge, New Apostolic Reformation movement, throw in the prosperity nonsense, the name it and claim it, and you've got yourself an embarrassment. And so we must continue to go about the business of trying to explain and expose why this stuff is so bad. Let me share with you an email that I received sent to idea@wretched.org. Did it right. Mark said this. I live in Reading, not far from Bethel, in fact. That would be perhaps the epicenter of this nonsensical movement. I have friends who go there, and so occasionally he stops into the church to watch the shenanigans, the service. He wrote this, I could regale you for hours with anecdotes about the cult, as locals call it. Could be argued. There are different levels. There are different qualifications for what makes something a cult and what isn't a cult. You could argue on many levels that Bethel is cultic, if not a cult. That's how the locals label it. And it's School of Witchcraft and Wizardry, also known as Hogwarts. See what the world thinks about Christianity? See? But I will restrain my... In fact, Mrs. Friel was reminding me just last night, I believe, that the word dog was used by Paul to describe false teachers. Now, this was not a cute puppy dog who sits on your lap. Now, this is a cur. This is a... Dogs were nasty business. I guess they could be pets back then, but for the most part, they wandered the streets and they were nasty. And he didn't play with them, because they'd rip you up. That is how Paul describes false teachers. Paul calls them dogs. Today, Paul would have his wrist slapped for being so judgmental, critical, and downright mean. And it seems to me, while we want to go about the business of being gentle and peaceable, as James 3:13 through 18 teaches us, nevertheless, there are times to see things clearly, better than Johnny Nash ever did, so that we can label it rightly in consideration of what these people do. Gloria Copeland flies around in a private jet with her husband. Where did they get that? By the way, many private jets. Where exactly did they get that money? Oh, yeah. They got it from poor people, from people who give away their inheritance, from people who can't afford, with the promise that you're going to get rich. I just saw a clip of Ken Copeland shouting to the congregation, "It's time for the offering. Are you ready to increase your wealth?" Oh man, he's a dog. That's what he is. He's a dog. And I fear that if we don't see those people in that light, I think we just need an adjustment. We need something better than Walgreen glasses to just give us a little tweak in our eyesight. We're not seeing this right. People go to hell because of these teachers. They go to hell because of them. They have their money taken from them with lies. Now, I know they are heaping up teachers that tickle their ears. I get that. Even so, look at the consequences and look at the people who are leading this parade. And if we can't look at them and go, they're dogs, Ken Copeland and Gloria Copeland is a dog. Oh, that's so not nice. Take it up with Paul. These people are cruel. And they put a black eye onto the glorious gospel of Jesus Christ. And you and I, we should be offended by this. Even Jimmy Kimmel thinks it's nonsense. And yet how many Christians would go, well, you know, as long as they love Jesus, that's enough. No, actually, it's not. Back to the email from Mark. I could regale you for hours, but that would just be a waste of time. But he does share one anecdote. The use of essential oils and aromatherapy during worship. What? These oils, particularly frankincense, are rubbed on the hands and inhaled from lockets, which are diffusers for the oil. Once the oils fill the air, the nonsense begins. One woman claims to see Jesus, 2 others collapse, slain in the spirit, and it gets more and more ridiculous from there. I wonder if that's why those people are acting like that at the Bethel concerts. Can you get a little toasty from that stuff? Okay, I don't know where this came from.
I don't know.
Sitting on my, can you get high from that stuff? Does it act as some sort?
High from anything.
Do I look like a guy that uses essential oils? Really?
Well, I happen to have 100% pure Nature Love essential oil lavender. Let's just see what this thing smells like here.
Lavender?
That ain't a lilac. I'll just tell you that much. I don't know what that smell is. It's about as authentic as Bubblicious flavors. Okay. I guess you could get a little bit buzzed from that sort of stuff if you huff it enough. Writes Mark from Reading. Benny Johnson. Ding dong. Cuckoo. Remember, Paul used the word dog. This woman is just dingy. She's just dingy. She's the one, remember, who drove through the desert, blowing the shofar horns, screaming, "Wakey, wakey, angels," to call the angels down or something. Benny Johnson is the source of most of the New Age paganism there. She introduced the oils to the women at some women's retreat, and now most, including my friends, are multi-level marketing tools for the Essential Oils Company. I'm sure Benny gets something of a kickback. She's also bringing in massage, the oils,
Church?
Yeah. Meditation, some weird pressure point thing with the feet, and chi feet? I don't know. And tuning forks of all things. Yeah, that's the B-52 tuning fork. If I'm not, wait a second. I wonder if we've still got that. We've got that. Let me just check on my false teacher file here. Bill Johnson. Now I've got Bill Johnson doing his kooky stuff. Benny Johnson. That's the wife of Bill Johnson, the head apostle at the New Apostolic Reformation Center in Bethel Church in Redding, California. And she talked about the B-52 tuning fork, and she read a Bible verse, like verse 52, and something clicked for her. Yeah, something clicked all right.
Cha-ching.
Just absolutely nutty. My friend, who is totally into this, sees no reason it shouldn't be part of the church. That's because the battle cry is the Bible doesn't say it can happen. Therefore, who are we to stop God from working in any way that he wants to? How's about, because the Bible defines how God works. Of course he can do whatever he wants. But if you will, God put himself in a box. And why these people continue to do these shenanigans and get away with it is simply because they do the old battle cry. Bible doesn't say it can't happen. I think I've mentioned this before. I was talking to somebody who's taking his formerly conservative Baptist church all the way into IHOP land. When I tried to encourage him to reconsider things, I asked, my dog is sitting at my feet. Not like the Paul Kerr dogs. My dog is sitting at my feet. If he spoke, could that be from God? Answer, yep. Balaam's ass spoke. Besides, the Bible doesn't say it can't. And that is why you see absolute nuttiness in this movement. And Gloria Copeland is one more reason to keep exposing it. This is Wretched Radio. Shout out to our gospel partners. It is your ongoing monthly support that allows us to do Wretched Radio every single day and provide the broadcast, the entire program, for free to anybody on iTunes, Android, or at our website. Thank you for being a gospel partner. If you enjoy or benefit from Wretched Radio, would you please consider joining those partners so that we can continue to preach the gospel? Simply visit wretched.org.